This is different, we think, and we want to make sure that we're not making work, making committees. We're here to assess this global landscape and try and discuss whether or not people are keen to work on certain issues together, and if so, what might that look like. So it is a very open conversation. It is the first of what we hope is many conversations.
Everyone is talking about women and girls. Nike, Dove, P&G, all the corporations, governments, right? Even our government is in support of women and girls. The question is, where's the money going?
Among this, of course, we have to look at women's rights movements and organizations. We see them facing significant challenges to access financial resources, which continue to affect the sustainability of their work and their capacity to protect themselves as needed within this broader trend of increased violence against activists.
From the 2011 survey, 740 women's organizations, women's rights organizations, their annual income combined was $106 million. And that's 1/3 the annual income of Greenpeace.
And we see some organizations that have actually managed to grow and access larger resources. So the trend is not like everybody is having these resources, but the organizations that have managed to secure broader resources or more resources are continuing to be just a few, and they are very unequally distributed.
Some technical work needs to be done on better indicators that will help us get deeper in the gender equality impact of certain areas of work.
I would be happy if with whatever came out of the post-2015 agenda required states to collect sex disaggregated data across the whole set of goals. The power of being able to say, these are the numbers. This isn't how I feel about violence against women. This is how many women in this room right now are experiencing violence. We need to listen to what young feminists are doing in Canada and globally, addressing what it means to be a woman in the public space.
Clearly, we have seen a significant backlash on women's human rights by, push others by these fundamentalist forces in different regions, and we have examples in all regions of the world, and particularly linked to issues of women's autonomy, reproductive and sexual rights, and of course, fueling an increase in violence against women, with setbacks and little progress made on abortion, access to integral reproductive and sexual health services, and of course, some exceptions, like the recent reproductive health law passed in the Philippines after so many years of struggle, and so on.
Really talking about economic empowerment or just economic participation of women is probably a question. Here we're seeing a lot of interest in entrepreneurship-focused approaches on individual women's leadership, much less questioning whether women are, at the lowest echelons of the economic system. And I think many organizations are reflecting on this. We are seeing partnerships with corporations, whether it's UN Women and Coca-Cola trying to get women into supply chains or others. So there's many approaches within this women's economic empowerment heading. And
the work that we do is very much building solidarity between our work in Canada and internationally, and so I think that's really it's great to see that you're making those connections, and we are too, and I think we all should.
Part of our dilemma in winning the culture wars is we're still framing a lot of these issues in the way we framed them 50 years ago. We don't seem to be able to find new ways to connect with different kinds of constituents.
We all felt very strongly that discussions of conflict, armed conflict, and security were incomplete without women being present and without an understanding of the gendered dimensions of conflict and the gendered dimensions of peace.
La meilleure description que j'ai pu en faire cette semaine, so this was the week when the government hadn't accepted to meet with First Nations leaders, que c'est un tournoi d'échecs que l'on voit présentement. Il y a des pièces qui disparaissent, des pièces qui reviennent sur la table et on regarde des joueurs en train de faire leur prochain move. Nous, habituellement, les citoyens moyens, on regarde ce tournoi se développer. Mais on a été trop longtemps passifs, on a trop longtemps regardé cette partie d'échecs se faire, sans crier à la triche, sans crier « non, c'est pas comme ça qu'on veut que vous jouiez ». Ce n'est pas une course, mais c'est une longue marche que nous devons entreprendre ensemble.
We live to fight another day. This is just where we are now, and we've got to keep thinking of where